car that broke the ice. And I let them know, like, what something they said. I said, well, I'm going to dance. I said, oh, I can't dance because my family said that I do the church rock everywhere I go. And when I was in, my sister got married one time, and when she got married, the reception was in a club. So I was in there just doing my thing. My sister literally came up to me and said, sit down, you're embarrassed. Sit down. Go on somewhere, sit down. I said, I'm having fun. Well, we ain't.
Not the church rock.
Not the church rock. I said, I don't. She said, yes, she did. My brother-in-law said, sister-in-law, because that's what they call it. You do the church rock everywhere, in the church and out. So I don't try to dance. But then I told him, I said, but you give me a flag, and it's all a different story.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of the guys said something. I said, no, I can do study leg now. That is one dance I can do. Yeah. And my nephew said, Auntie, please, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. So as we move on, now what?
Now what?
Now what? What do we do now? We've persisted, we've expected, we've acted, and we know. So now what? What do we do now? Do we stay silent? Or do we say, I will take a stab at continuing to dismantle the myths surrounding mental health illness and any other stigma in the church? Brother Doug Friday gave a good example of stigma, because one of my questions was, what are other myths that we have? He said that all tall black men can play basketball. I said, you got that right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So there were other things. There are other myths that we have, even in the church. There's a myth in the church that says, if I'm an elder, I ought to look like so-and-so.
Yeah. I
ought to preach like so-and-so. My ministry should look like this.
Yes.
You know, I'm not trying to be Juanita Bynum. I do like Juanita. She real good people. She really is. Yeah. I like Joyce Meyer.
Yeah.
That's not who he called me to be.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, now what? The what part of that is, what is it that you want to do for God?
Specific.
How do you want to continue being an example, of the shepherd's heart? Because I'm a big person. One of my friends, a pastor friend of mine, he says, you big on that? I said, I'm big on names. Names mean something. The Bible tells us that. They didn't indiscriminately name their children. Right. If you are a member of Shepherd's Heart or affiliated with Shepherd's Heart, there's a responsibility to that. And I don't ever take that lightly. Right. That I cannot be out in public acting like a fool, talking about I'm a member of Shepherd's Heart. Not because my apostle would have my hind parts, she would, but it says Shepherd's Heart, where the heart of the matter is me. So if I'm not willing to bestow that compassion on somebody else and destroy those mental health myths surrounding mental health illness, or any other myth, or anything else pertaining to the house of God. And this house, I'm saying this house of God, but it is the kingdom of God.
It's the kingdom.
It's the kingdom of God. So I do take it personally. I do take it responsibly. I do, as I shared with the apostle this morning, I said, I trusted you. I trusted that you would not put me in a place of danger. If I don't trust her, why am I here?
Exactly. Exactly.
If the church has a friend of mine, I said, did you have a conversation with my pastor? And they said, why? I said, because she texted me 3-4 days in the morning telling me I cannot speak. And I had just had a conversation about being loyal. There's a difference between, what can I say? Being a robot and being loyal.
That's right.
There's a difference. There's no way where I already know my apostle and my elder that they're tired. I already know, Jay Sean, you and Brother Marvin and Brother Marsh, the family is tired. I know because I've been there on that side of the fence of being the caretaker, and then I was the one that had the stroke. So I know. Nobody should have to ask me to come in here and vacuum. Even though I did vacuum the other week, Brother Marsh re-vacuum. So I know vacuum. So I'm going to stay in my lane and just sit right here. That's his lane. But you know what I'm saying? Because I'm aware of that. And that is not, the old Tara might have done that for people-pleasing purposes. I don't do that now. I want to keep them alive. I want to keep you alive, Jay Sean. I have a granddaughter, and I need to know that the men that you are helping raise up or treat her like the queen she is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to keep you alive, Brother Marvin. Because if I just need to talk to my brother for a minute. Is that okay, Elder Pat? I need to keep you alive. Brother Morris, I need to keep you alive. You encourage me so much. You know, like we just have a little quick conversation.
Yeah.
I need to keep you alive. So that means I need to come in here and we have service and nobody has what we're going to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb tied to Jesus and go home.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. That's what I call service. That's what I call exemplifying the shepherd's heart and being who you say you are. If you're going to be an evangelistic ministry, I believe the word of the Lord said charity begins at home.
Yes.
So why would I go someplace else talking about I'm going to preach a conference with 5,000 people when I got my family here going through?
Yeah.
That's me personally.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
I just hadn't figured out how to feed all y'all yet, but I'm working on it. So let's wrap it up. Let's start with our theme. And the reason I tied all this together, because I know that we have persisted in things this year, as I said earlier, that we never thought we'd have to persist in. And we've also persisted in other wonderful things as well.
Yes, we have.
We expected God to move. We just didn't expect things to happen some ways. But we expected the opportunities we got, new opportunities, new doors that were open.
Yeah.
And we acted upon those.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We acted
Yes.
upon those. Because we went into 2019 knowing that we were affirmed by God.
Yes.
That we were. And
Yes.
so he does have great plans for us. He really does. Now we're going back to our mantra. Persist, expect, act, and know. Because this has been a period of time. Well, we have, more or less 60, 70 something days left in the year, whatever it is. But this entire year, I have seen us grown as a body.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the number said, which is what I was sharing with someone. I said, y'all think I like my church? I love my church. But I said, our church is evangelistic in nature. We may not ever have 150, 200 people because they won't be sitting in the seats. They'll be out doing the work.
Yeah.
They'll be out doing the work.
Yeah.
So, Shepherd's Heart affirmation. We're going to reaffirm these things today, and we're going to end right here because we do know that those are the myths surrounding mental health illness, surrounding what you're supposed to be like in the church, how you're supposed to act in the church, how you're supposed to relate to others, if you're this, that, and other. As I tell people frequently, actually, Apostle Jones was there, and I said, my name is Tara. My mother named me Tara. Now, God knew before I ever got here, because he knew in the womb I would be an elder and whatever else he has in store for me. But my mother named me Tara. I'm not hung up on titles.
Yeah.
But I do respect my apostle. You would never, ever, 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 when we're in private in the car, she's pastor, she's apostle. Because you respect the office. We may not be able to say that by number 45, but that's another message. That's another message. But here we go. I affirm that my success is obtainable because I am strong, disciplined, and resilient. Each of us have demonstrated strength.
Yes.
We've been disciplined in what
Yes.
God has given us.
And
we've been
resilient.
resilient this year.
Yes.
We've been so resilient. Time after time stuff has come up. And we've been resilient. And then I will embrace what God is doing and let go of what he is not.
Yeah.
We've embraced that. We have truly embraced that. When I said, okay, God, this is what you're doing, so let's roll with it.
Let's roll with
Let's
it.
roll with it. I will take advantage of opportunities and endless possibilities given to me. Let's just start with Saturday Night Lights.
Yeah.
We have had opportunities at Shem and endless possibilities between all of us.
Yes.
Sister Clarissa, this was your first conference. You
Oh
know,
my
Pastor's
God.
pushing you for a bigger venue, bigger and better next year. You know, Brother Deshaun, we'll hear you next month on Post Sunday.
Good.
And Brother Marvin and Brother Mars, bring it up the rear. But really, seriously, can we not say that we have been given many opportunities?
I know that's right.
Many opportunities. And we just go out and share what God has given to us.
Yes.
And what God has for me is for me. And I will not resist it. We haven't. We've not resisted it.
No.
Whatever it was, whatever it appeared as whatever it appeared like, you know, it didn't matter. We didn't resist what it was. We took it in stride. So that is it, my brothers and my sisters. I thought I was hitting an off button. But just let me end by saying, there you go. Just let me end by saying that not only are we addressing, and I say we, because every time I stand up and talk to T, it's we. And you all standing there with me, whether you're here or
Absolutely.
not. You're here. Not only are we addressing mental health illness, we're addressing the plight of the young men in the community. We're addressing the mindset of women. We're addressing our finances. We're addressing everything about us here at Shem. and we're breaking the stigma. So when people, they say, well, how big is your church? Is that really important? Well, this is what I tell people. I have a friend whom I really do love her. She says she's an atheist.
Uh-huh.
And when she gets in trouble, she gets in her car, drives to a church parking lot, and calls me to pray for her.
Uh-huh.
Look at Jay, I'm like, I said, okay, if she thinks she an atheist, be an atheist.
Be an atheist.
Be an atheist. And then she says, well, Eddie and I been coming to church with you one Sunday. I said, yeah, girl. I said, well, it might be Tupac playing. I don't really know. We're going to be break dancing and line dancing. I don't know. I said, because we're not traditional. We do love God. We take God very seriously. We just don't take ourselves that seriously.
We don't.
We just don't. I said, and that's just the culture of my church. And she and I frequently, when the young lady came in Friday, she says, where's your sidekick? Y'all just work so well together. I said, we love presenting together, but this is ministry.
Uh-huh.
This is Tonks with Tea.
Uh-huh.
This belongs in this house. And she is going to come and help.